I'm Annie, and I'm the proud mentor of Madolley. Madolley is one of the brightest, most intuitive, joyful, effusive, hilarious, and wise people I have ever met in my life. She takes her place in history every single day by taking constant strides towards her goals of entering psychology and helping others. Enjoy hearing her piece and participating in her art.
Thank you, Annie. My name is Madolley. My piece is an excerpt from A False Home, which basically just talks about how we get lost in the familiarity of home and we mistake it as something more, and it keeps us stagnant in our lives. An excerpt from A False Home. The blinds were down and the curtains pulled shut. The lights were off. But in the moonlight, the room glowed. 4 walls and a single door. There was a chair in the middle of the room and a lamp on a nightstand in the far corner. I strode towards it, only realizing that there was no way to turn the lamp on once I stood in front of it. I walked towards the heater to check if it was on. It was, but somehow I still shivered in my dark cashmere sweater. I sat in the chair in this dark and cold room and thought to myself, could this be home? There was a burning smell, almost that of popcorn that had been left in the microwave too long, but yet somehow it was the only indication that this room was home. Growing tired of just sitting in the chair, I stood up and walked towards the window. I drew open one of the curtains and looked out into the night. All I could make out was the tall, spindly trees with sickly branches that grabbed for the moon. There was a long, animalistic howl in the distance that begged me to concede that yes, this was home all right. I closed the curtain and walked towards the door. I turned the knob to the right, then the left, but nothing happened. The door wouldn't budge, but how could it be locked? How could my home not let me leave? I went back to the chair, but instead of sitting on it, I decided to lay on the cold wood floor. I couldn't help but wonder, could this overwhelming darkness be a product of my lost dreams, or could I just be reveling in the joy of finally being home? I shut my eyes because the darkness was almost blinding, and that's when I realized that this, whatever this was, wasn't home. Thank you.